The scroll of Isaiah the prophet was handed to Jesus. He unrolled the scroll and found the place where this was written. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, for He has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim that captives will be released and that the blind will see, that the oppressed will be set free, and that the time of the Lord's favor has come. That kind of power is what we want our ministry to be about. The kind of power that doesn't make any sense, that has no limits, the kind of power that's is almost too good to be true.
Dirty Vagabond was just like the number one thing in my life that just changed like everything.
Without Dirty Vagabond, I'd be in the same position I used to be in. I'd hang out with people that really didn't care about me. I knew about God, but I'd never, followed Him because I didn't understand Him. My mom, she never really supported me in like school or anything. But now, coming to this ministry, I believe I do matter.
You made it all different. You saw the good in my bad. When you reached out your hand, gave me a soft place to land. That's something I never had. And all I can say is thank you. All I can give is this gratitude.
When I joined with Dirty Vagabond, at first, I was doubting. A lot of things had happened, so I had a lot of questions like, why isn't God there for me? And why is everything bad happening?
The hardest part of growing up in the city is city life, basically. And by city life, I mean gangs, drugs.
It's hard finding a job, and there's a lot of gangs, violence, drugs.
My mom gave me to my grandma when I was little because my mom was a little ill. She couldn't take care of me. She was young when she had me. And I don't know, my family really never got along. I mean, it was tough, My dad, he was never really there. I met him for the first time this year, and it was sad, He drinks a lot.
When we first started Dirty Vagabond Ministries, the vision was to see cities transformed. And we knew that wouldn't happen with the development of a successful, perfectly planned little program. But when one kid's heart was changed, and when that kid's heart was transformed, that he would be a lighthouse of hope for the community around him, and that people would be drawn to Jesus alive and at work in the church through these young people. And that's exactly what we're starting to see happen right now. There's kids that have gone through the ministry that are starting to volunteer back in all kinds of ways of service back to the ministry. There's guys and girls that are just aching to be missionaries. That'll be great missionaries in a few years. I know young men who want to be priests and deacons. Really what we're starting to see happen is God raise up a generation of saints in the most unlikely places. It's like God is reaching into the ashes and the grime, and He's pulling out, He's raising up saints.
I'm becoming Catholic because I feel I want my relationship with God to become deeper.
My life has a purpose now.
We are best when we're poured out. When we're empty, we receive. Let the broken sing it loud.
these kids have to deal with something that most of us will never experience. You know, they are, their lives are changed, they're fed, they experience transformation of heart, all because of a person that most of them will never meet in their lifetime. You know, like the ambiguous donor. For me, you know, I had a stroke a couple years back, and my life was a mess, you know, and the only way I got through it was because I had just a ton of people that were so good to me and my family. You know, they paid our bills, helped keeping us eating, you know, and I remember the weight of that feeling of how I ever adequately express, you know, how thankful I am. You know, that kind of a feeling weighs on you, almost in a heavy way. Like the greatest hope, I think, for some of these kids is the idea that they can get to heaven and that they'd finally get a chance, you know, to say thank you in person, face to face with this donor who made their journey possible.
I just want to say thank you, Dirty Vagabond, for like everything that you have done and could possibly do for me. It's just like changed my life entirely. It's just made me into this person that I've never ever in my life thought I would be.
All I can say is that